Hi everyone, it's me, Coral, again. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have my TBR for the Magical Readathon. I'm so excited about this readathon. I guess a little about it. It is a Harry Potter themed read-along. Readathon. Have I been saying read-along this whole time? It's a readathon. We're not reading long. But it's kind of like, it's supposed to be like you're taking your owls, your placement tests, your magical placement tests. And I did this last year along with the Newt's Readathon, which happens later in the year, and it was so much fun. So I'm doing it again this year. This whole idea came from Book Roast here on YouTube. So if you go to her channel, you'll be able to get, you know, a more in-depth explanation about this. But she did this really cool thing this year, and she added careers to it. So you have the chance to look through some magical careers and be like, hey, I want to be a potioneer. And then she's listed some owls that you need to get in order to be able to get into the career. It's really fun. So each owl, each class is owl corresponds with a prompt for a book. So she put a lot of work into this in case you haven't guessed. And so this year I decided that I want to try for the career of care of magical creatures, of course. And with that, I need to get owls in care of magical creatures, charms, herbology, and potions. So those are the 4 that I need to get. However, to get either acceptable, exceeds expectations, or outstanding in your owls, you need to read a certain amount of books, complete a certain amount of prompts. So because there are other books that I need to get to this month that I couldn't jam into these prompts, I'm going to just go for 6 for exceeds expectations. So I'll have the 4 for my career, and then I'll be completing 2 other prompts to get a total of 6. So let's get into what I need for my career. Okay, let's see. To be a magizoologist, I need to get owls in care of magical creatures, herbology, potions, and charms. So for the care of magical creatures owl, the prompt was to read a book with a land animal on it. So for that, I picked Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I really want to get to this right away this month because the movie comes out and this has a cat on it. It might be a demon cat, but it's still a land animal, right? This is, in case you have never heard of this book, a story about a family who moves into a small New England town, and they're kind of followed by tragedy, really. First, their pet cat dies, and their neighbor tells them about the pet cemetery near their house, which was a pet cemetery. And beyond that cemetery is like an ancient Native American burial ground, and he warns that you probably don't want to bury anything there because whatever you bury there might not stay dead. So this will be the 2nd time I've read this, but it's been many years. So I'm really excited to get into it again. I remember being super creeped out by this, and so I hope it creeps me out again. For my herbology owl, I needed to find a book with a plant on the cover. For that, I picked Brian Keene's Castaways. It has some palm trees on it. And this is about, I think, some sort of reality TV show, or maybe a contestant TV show, something like that. on an island and things go wrong. I'm excited for this one. I've never read any of Brian Keene's work, so I hope this one impresses me. Okay, the prompt for potions was to read a sequel, or a book that's next in the series. And for that I picked Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire. This is in the Wayward Children series. This is the second book. And this follows some of the characters from the first book into like the portal where their best life is. I've only read the first one, obviously. This is the second one. And I thought the first one was okay. I was much more interested in the stories that the kids were telling about their otherworld portals. And so I'm really excited that this is how the series kind of ended up going. So I'm really excited about this one. Take a drink if I say excited. Oh no. The prompt for charms was to pick an adult novel, and really I could have used any of those for that, except for maybe the Seanan McGuire book. But for this, I picked a really short novella called Warm Dark Places Are Best by Mike Duke. He's an indie author. I've heard great things about his work, so I think this is the perfect opportunity to pick up one of his stories finally. I think this is just about 100 pages. I know that this has to do with creepy crawlies. I'm into it. I want to read it. So those are my prompts for the career I chose, a magizoologist. But I have 2 more books to get to my exceeds expectations level in my owls. So I picked, let's see, 2 other books that I've been wanting to get to that fit into these prompts. The first one, the prompt was for History of Magic, and it was to read a book that was written at least 10 years ago. For that, I picked If There Be Thorns by V.C. Andrews. This is the 3rd book in the Dollenganger series. I started it a while ago. Again, this is the 3rd or the 4th time that I've read the series. But I kind of lost steam, and I want to make it through it because that's one of my goals for this year, is that if I start a series, I need to finish it. I like these books, so why not read them? Why not finish the series? Being that this is the 3rd book in a series, I'm really not going to give you a synopsis. This is, a lot of you have heard of at least, Flowers in the Attic, and this is part of that series with the same family. So it's weird and creepy, and I read these when I was way too young. And the last book, the 6th book that I'd like to read for the Magical Readathon is Tampa by Alissa Nutting. This is for the Muggle Studies prompt, which is to read a contemporary novel. This is contemporary. It's kind of a general fiction novel, but I'd say definitely darker adult contemporary. This is about a grown teacher who has a relationship with one of her male students. This is a book that was in my list of the 10 books that I anticipated will be 5 stars for me. I need to get around to it. It's nice and short. I've heard it's good. It sounds super interesting and weird. And so here it is. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Let me know if you've read any of these, if you've liked them, if you've hated them. Let me know if you're planning on doing the Magical Readathon. And I'd love to know if you picked a career or what you're doing for whatever prompts you picked. I'd love to know. I think those are so interesting. I will be watching a lot of these Magical Readathon Tbr videos in the next few days. So like I said, thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video, but until then, see you later, alligators.